every house is different. You know, you might have wood trim on the outside. You might have to pop the trim off to see where the door ends. Only on the bottom now. All right, go this way. Good. We're going to put a couple big thick beads of silicone caulking across the bottom and a little bit up the sides to keep air and water and critters from coming in the door. Window fit in perfect, or the door fit in perfect because we measured it perfect. So now it's going to go in real nice and airtight, and I'm going to put all the pieces in now. So the hardest part of the day is done. Yep. Watch your step on that plastic. Right up for that track. The first track. There we go. So we're working on the fixed panel of the slider door. The fixed panel has to have a way that it's locked closed. This manufacturer makes a little block that looks like this. We're going to screw it in to the frame of the door and to the panel, top and bottom, so it's real secure. It doesn't slide out. Nobody can break in right there. The most important part of the whole slider door. This is called an interlock. It basically snaps onto the fixed panel. There's another one that snaps onto the slider panel, and they lock up next to each other. Kind of like a little handshake. They keep the air from flowing in. That's actually, as flimsy as it is, it's the most important part of the whole door. Without it, you'll just have air blowing through. That's not acceptable. Yeah, all I'm doing here is putting the lock set together, part of the handle. They ship it in pieces. I gotta put it together. This model comes with a nice heavy-duty lock with a real key that people, they could come in and out of their slider and use that as their main door. This is the other interlock for the slider door. This is the other part of that handshake. They go together. Again, very important to get it on just right. It keeps the air out from, keeps it out on the outside where it belongs. And we just sort of hammer it right up into the spot. This part limits the door from sliding and bumping itself off the track. So just the door slides up to a point, hits that, and then it stops. Eric's putting in some batt insulation with a fancy little insulation spatula that I've had for years. There's not a lot of gap on the edges of this, but where it is gapped, we want to keep any airflow really to a minimum. That's why insulation just slows down the air as it's pushing past the house. You know, in New England, we got pretty tough winters here, so we'll try to sneak as much insulation in as possible. And in this case, spray foam really wouldn't spray into that little crack. We're stuffing just as much insulation as we can, although it's not going to be a lot. This is a lock that's operated with your foot in addition to the main lock on the door. So now, when they come home, they can lock the door, lock it there, kick it with their foot, and now it's double locked, very secure. And to unlock it, you just kick it again. So we'll put a second bracket on here, a couple inches open, so that they can lock the door with a couple inches open. Nice airflow coming through, but it's still secure. No one's gonna yank the door open, or kids aren't gonna walk out without the parents knowing. Just clean off the stickers. Now we're caulking the trim that we previously took off carefully. The best reason to leave that on is that it still matches the trim of the rest of the house. The paint matches, the trim matches. We take this off carefully, we put it back on carefully, then we caulk the edges and it looks like it never was removed. That's what I'm working on now.